Government contracting. For many, that phrase invokes more questions than answers, and they stop there because they don't know where to start. If you ever wanted to know more or get an insider's understanding of government contracting, then you're in the right place. My name is Ricky Brown, and my goal is to equip you with the tools necessary to be a successful government contractor. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all safe during this pandemic and not being overcome by fear, which can be immobilizing. Don't allow fear to grip you and stop your progress. The best way to overcome fear is with information. Get informed so you're able to get in position to prosper. This is actually a great time for some to gain wealth, and that's done first by gaining knowledge. I recently had a conversation with Mr. William Lynch, who has followed and contributed to the channel greatly, which is much appreciated. In this conversation, we wrote briefly about the FAR parts and winning contracts in support of COVID. I believe a video dedicated to elaborate on this topic is needed, so thanks again, Mr. Lynch. And I welcome everyone to ask questions and comment. We have a great community of contributors, and I value each and every one of your perspectives. Before getting started, hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell because I know this video is what you've been looking for. I've also included a link to my previous videos in the description below, so make sure you watch those videos as well because it's the information you need to understand government contracting. Now let's get into it. Mr. Lynch commented on a video by asking for help in understanding FAR Part 18, emergency acquisitions, and if there was any other part of the FAR to be aware of. I replied by stating that he didn't need to understand FAR Part 18 because it's not speaking to the contractor per se. This FAR part gives contracting officers the ability to award contracts directly to contractors, avoiding the time it takes for full and open competition. My advice would be to continuously monitor beta.sam.gov for source assault notices and justifications and approvals, because these are the documents used to let potential contractors know of the government's intent to either award a contract to one particular contractor or to see if someone could quickly mobilize to meet a need. I also suggested to get familiar with FAR Part 5 and 6. FAR Part 5, publicizing contract actions, mandates for contract actions to be published through the government-wide point of entry, which is fpds.gov, which is transitioned to beta.sam.gov. There are a few exceptions that affect the method of dissemination, one of which is the dollar amount. If the action is below $25,000, then it could either be solicited directly to the vendor or in a public place. For all other actions above $25,000, it is mandatory to be published as previously stated unless an exception applies at FAR 5.202. FAR Part 6, competition requirements, outlines policies for full and open competition. This FAR part also outlines full and open competition after the exclusion of sources, which are the varying types of small business set-asides, and other than full and open competition, which requires justifications and approvals. Some of the prominent authorities used for contracting without providing for full and open competition are only one reasonable source and no other supply or services will satisfy agency requirements. Unusual and compelling urgency, industrial mobilization, international agreement, authorized or required by statute, national security, or public interest. All of these circumstances permitting other than full and open competition require some form of justification, so monitor the government-wide point of entry carefully. Another important change due to COVID is the increase to the micro-purchase threshold to $20,000. This is important because the requiring activities are able to use their government purchase card to acquire supplies in support of COVID. These orders also do not require competition, so long as the ordering official considers the price to be reasonable. Many times this is accomplished by the ordering official obtaining at least 2 quotes. So keep this in mind when contacting potential customers. An additional source of information besides beta.sam.gov is fpds.gov, which reports to Congress and can be used for research. The reporting function of this site is transitioning to beta.sam.gov. However, all other functions remain in place. The easy search bar on the home page works just like Google, using keywords or contract numbers. These sites should be searched not only for opportunities, but to understand what the government typically buys. So remember these key points. The government looks to leverage existing contract vehicles as a first option, so look for the J&A post to see if you could quickly mobilize to meet a need. Also, familiarize yourself with what the government is looking for by researching the sites and directly contacting users with GPC who could make purchases up to $20,000. If you gained anything from this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe. I pray everyone is safe practicing good hygiene, both physically and spiritually. Remember, in spite of this pandemic and associated fear, this is your opportunity to build wealth. I offer one-on-one consultations along with training and educational opportunities. If you're interested, then contact me at the email below referencing this video for a 20% discount. And remember, if you lack anything, all you have to do is ask. See you next time.